a BBC researcher jumped in my cab. They wanted to see underground car parks, etc. And what happened? I said, yeah, I'll show you some. And I brought her down here, and you have to have your lights on. As I swung round, there's a little group of young people stripping a car, and they all turned around and looked at us. They sort of stare at you with that blank look, and this woman said, get us out of here, get us out of here. She sort of panicked. Oh, she was researching underground car parks to make films in for television and all that. I could see the funny side of it. There she is, being all tough and hard. When she saw it in real life, she got a bit scared.
What about the future? Yeah. Now, I'm not particularly religious. I do believe in a supreme being, but not heavy. When I was first diagnosed, they really thought I was going to pop off. And honest to God truth, the way I looked at it, I thought, well, it's a new experience. And I was not scared. And I thought, well, this is something you don't do every day. I think the only time I was startled was when I come round from the operation. I've opened my eyes, everything was foggy, and I can remember thinking, and I looked, and I went, ah, God is black. And what it was one of my Asian neighbours sitting there, and he didn't want me to come round from my operation and no one there, and he's sitting there with his beard and turban, crying his eyes out, holding my hand because he thought I was dying. I'm probably the only person you'll meet in this part of the world, and I can't help it. I don't get out of my pram with asylum seekers. I don't mind asylum seekers. I've given money. I know I've been conned, but so what? We're all foreigners. We're foreign to the area. None of us were born in the area. We all immigrated into that area. It all started some years ago when I made friends with a fella in a taxi office, and he was obviously Jewish. And one day he came up to me, he said to me, I bet you ain't got one of these. I said, oh yes I have. And it had some, I'll call it Arabic type writing on it. He couldn't believe it. He said, bring it up, let's have a look. And I showed it to him. And after that, he sort of opened up, and he tried to teach me the ways of the Jewish people, lighting candles on a Friday and all that, but that's not me. I said, oh, you know. He asked me about my background, and I suddenly realised I haven't got a background. You could go back a certain amount and then the doors closed. He was asking me things what I didn't know about, but when he said, oh yeah, my mum got a job as a cleaner in the town hall, I said, oh, so did my mum. And that's when he said, I bet you ain't got one of these. It made me start thinking. In the late 30s, when the Nazi party was getting into power, the Jewish people realised something was dreadfully going wrong, and in a lot of the cases they sent the women and children to England. Now, in the area where I live, around Woolwich and Plumstead, there were large populations of Jewish refugees. Anyway, and the story goes that when Mum and the kids settled this out in Woolwich, the first thing the mum's done was get jobs as cleaners in the local town hall. You had to be a cleaner, nothing else. The reason being is, as soon as the town hall closed for the night, the cleaners all go in. and they were nicking the birth certificates. And what happened is the mums got these birth certificates, had them filled in, so the children were all given Christian birth certificates and not Jewish. I started trying to trace things back, and when I've asked people, you know, my relations and all that, they say, oh, don't want to talk about that. That was a long while ago. Don't know now. That was a long while ago. I'm getting old, I can't remember.
That flat up there is.
Yeah.
That's the flat where we moved into. And I like it because that was where the first proper home we knew. We all had our own room, me, my mum and my sister, and we actually had our own toilet, our own bathroom, and to us it was luxury.
I was brought up in these flats, and I suddenly realised that Barnfield Gardens is, and always has been, an estate for homeless people. And I assumed I was put there because we got bombed out in the war. And I've suddenly sussed something isn't right. And
we're going to turn right at these traffic lights further down, and we're going to drive past Belmarsh Prison. I had to go witness there once.
Are you Jewish?
I don't know.
But you had this strange little...
I'm saving up to be. I don't know. As I say, I've often been mistaken for being a 4x2, but when I asked my mum, she said, oh, at my age you can't expect me. And they were so security conscious, they actually tried to blank it out of their mind. But the strange thing was, back in the 50s, guess where we went for holiday? Germany. Straight up. Straight up.
And I had to go witness there once, Belmarsh Prison, for an attempted murder thing, and I went there as a witness. And what happened, the prosecuting counsel called me, and I'm standing there, and he said, you're local? I said, yeah. He said, and he looked me square in the eyes. He said to me, do you know me? And I went, yes, sir. So he said, how do you know me? I said, because you travel in my taxi cab. So the judge, very pompous, he pulled himself up and he went, do you know all your customers? I said, only the good tippers, sir. And then he told me off for mucking about. But there we are, Greenwich and Bexley Hospice. Did you know people are dying to get in here? That's wicked, isn't it?
The only thing I'm worried about is, and I've taken steps, is I don't want to die a bit at a time. You've got to know when to stop, and it is just turn the light off. You know when the time's ready. Turn the light off. Make a clean cut.
I told you, didn't I? You know, I get a certificate stating I've got less than 6 months to live. Right. The only trouble is I've had 4 of them so far. I don't know whether it's wishful thinking on their part or bloody good luck on my part.
They just keep on coming, Peter.
They keep going, yeah.
They're going to be with us forever,
yeah.
clearly.
And that's true. There we are.
I know I'm still very ill in my body, but coming up the hospice, you look round, you see other people, and you can ask questions, and without people going, oh, here we go, doom and gloom. I don't want to waste what I've got. And I've got all this newfound freedom. I've always been self-employed. And here's me now, I'm not allowed to work for medical problems, so I've got a bloody good excuse not to do nothing. And I thought, getting cancer ain't that bad, you know.